News in details. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren today kicked off election campaign of Poonam Brojan of BJP aspiring to contest the upcoming by-election to 34 Wangjing Tentha constituency. The function was organized by BJP Wangjing Tentha Mandal at Sapam village in Thoubal district. Chief Minister on the occasion lauded the 7 Congress MLAs who recently quit the party and said it was a right decision. He called them true leaders. He also held the former Congress MLAs for their relentless efforts, saying he honored them. Biren also stressed on the need for a strong government in the state for the overall development and welfare of the state and her people. The Chief Minister also praised the Centre for implementing ILP Inner Line Permit System in Manipur. Talking about the slew of developmental works, Chief Minister Biren said that construction of Khongjom Bazaar at Wangjing Tentha will start at the earliest possible time. He also mentioned about the improvement and widening work of the inter-village road of Khongjom Tekcham.
Akwai da chance ma bibiyo mani mamang ka kindaba sab launa lepaga nasi Prime Minister Modi ji absolute majority phangwadagi kayam nungai na thabak tawe Kashmir Pakistan ki mayam insul laga terrorist ne na tawkana mission program mayam hal ka tawru da masi article 370 lokho ka Lata amadi Union Territory ani siyama kada Kashmir peace lada Ram Janmabhoomi ki leilena maware watho Hindu ki sukayan dare Musliman ki sukayan dare settle to like the line mo mayam pira iba schemes mayam yenbio mapung phaba stable loiba government am leiba matamda center ki government awning ba taw nga meba praja ki taw su taw rei adumaina akhoi Manipur da su matam khitang akhoi da sakti bibiyo alabande inner line permit si wo akhoi phangni as ba thaja biramra akhoi schedule caste sunate schedule tribe sunate hill state ena lakho sunate adubu Delhi da leadership sida ajana wari sama akhoi se Singi saruk haina selu tribe ki lam da moi protect nai re tampak kha lei ri se mi masing se lam big boy wali mi sing ya me koi lakh tara to tare chui lam ni 10% ka lei ona ekhoi ki se mapan ki lakh mi sing na koi lam lai sel lakpa akoi ki nupi nga lok sel ko 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 akoi identity si mang ki batai aduna amisaji honorable prime minister katagi yenga ga khan bi yo koi akhoi protect to biram akhoi protection program nei na hype kan yo ira ilaina internet permit birich nasi dia akhoi gilam mitu na leiba ya akhoi gilam akhoi gi inkhol mitu na leiba ya
Former MLA Poonam Brojan said that he joined the BJP for development.
Congress takara BJP ta hekta yaupadi yadaba Bharat ke Samvidhan na 10 schedule na yadaba na maram waraga karamaina BJP da yaupa yakata ke haibadi sum akhoi sialum wari sanaraga ain go lambi thinaraga sum lakpa adu bahandak di honorable chief minister Brojan noina Congress tagi ni Congress ki MLA di waraga BJP da nusidra sum lakpa mayam se unaraba mayam se aisu yamna tawningi adu hek choi to moti yadabani na BJP na choi to moti hek yadabani na loi ning ba thung daba mayam to aisu pui adu no hoi kari wa khan ge handa ki matang sta noina mathang la ka dori ba 2022 ki second term ki election sida honorable chief minister ki makha da mara chepa ma laina bhona ba sanoya kari to dam no ba ya ba de loi khan lo
Kwokta Sabalaikai Development Organization KSLDO today held a protest meet against the Mayang Imphal gang rape and murder at Kwokta Sabalaikai Bishnupur district. On September 2nd last, a 14-year-old girl from Mayang Imphal was gang raped by unidentified persons who dumped her on a roadside at Mayang Imphal. The minor girl succumbed at the ICU of RIMS on September 3. KSLDO President Firoz Khan and Secretary Mohammed Abdul Barik attended the protest meet. Placards that read, "Girls are gold, not to be raped, no mercy to rapists, girls are angels, save girls, hang the rapists until death, and justice delay is justice denied," were held during the protest. Secretary KSLDO Mohammed Abdul Barik during the protest meet demanded the government to award capital punishment to the culprits.
Sigumba Taudo Simamang Suka Tore, Ado Handaki, Taudo Sidagi, Mahata na Tolakanaba, Akogi Manipur government na Akan Masarak Pibiduna public hangna Haiba Moi Sienaba Mio Singasi, Akogi public Manga, Akogi capital punishment as a PB Waina, Kota Sabalaka Development Organization, Makai Dagi, Langata Piltozeri.
Manipuri Muslim Council More, Meitei Council More and All Community Development Organization More today held a joint executive meeting today at the office premises of All Community Development Organization More. The social organizations during the meeting strongly condemned the Mayang Imphal brutal gang rape and demanded befitting punishment for all the perpetrated. Meitei Council More Vice President El Tomba said that the state government and the judiciary system must give exemplary punishment to all the culprits. The meeting also urged the government to take up appropriate measures to prevent such crimes committed against women in future.
Yamna tamthina thangana sakadab lonsat haiba tare adugumba lonsat satlaga nupi macha dubu makoina tongning bamong da sina ning bamong da sina raba kari dobra rep tawdira kai doino koi khangde rep tawbusu male adubu asagi nioi bere sana da bamong da pukri khongban gumda langthomba sigumba tamthiraba koi gi sagi li salba mising se yaragadi Manipur government na mari lenaba loko na matik chaba chara pibi haibasima organization honggi magi degi haijari loinana masigumba thabaksi amona thoktanaba
A team of Manipur Muslim Welfare Organization, Bishnupur District Committee and Women's Wing today visited the residence of Mayang Imphal gang rape victim located at Mayang Imphal Lokok. The team during the visit extended 4 bags of rice and cash to the deceased family. According to our Bishnupur correspondent, the team representing people of Kwakta was led by Manipur Muslim Welfare Organization Bishnupur District Committee President Said Ilyas. The organization will not remain silent spectator until and unless the government awards death sentence to all the culprits involved in the heinous crime, said Said Ilyas.
Sumana irong makhalagagi Rafik ki mayumda lairena pau fangbadagi koina the headquarter ge Sir Abdullah Fundrai mayumda koina pau pibadagi moina Thibong Bachat Bamatamda, Yoising Ado, Funky Bani. Makata Night and Wasilagi, Messias Lassi and Abukudima, Hakpacherak, Yaningi, at the Kimbatic, Tamoishoi, no matter forward. A Hakpacherak free the Bataraga day, a coinus of Akambas, Konjan Gas and Chalakani, Machine Hiraga.
The Health Ministry today issued standard operating procedures SOPs for partial reopening of schools for class 9 to 12 from 21st of this month on voluntary basis. This allowing of sharing of notebooks, pens or pencils, water bottles among students, prohibition of assemblies and sports, encouraging online learning, entry of asymptomatic persons are some of important points of the guidelines. It said, however, written consent of the students' parents or guardians will be required and such visits for teachers-students interaction must be organized in a staggered manner. According to the guidelines, a sitting arrangement has to be made to ensure a distance of 6 feet between chairs, desks, etc. And the teaching faculty will ensure that they themselves and students wear masks throughout the conduct of the teaching or guidance activities. If there is cafeteria or mess facility within the premises, it shall remain closed. The guidelines further said installation and use of the Arogya Setu app may be advised wherever feasible. It said appropriate backup stock of personal protection items like face covers or masks, hand sanitizers, etc. shall be made available by management to the teachers and employees. The guidelines also call for ensuring regular counseling for students and teachers reporting mental health issues such as anxiety and depression. The SOP said it is advisable that teachers, school counselors and school head workers should work in unison to ensure emotional safety of the student. Entrance should be mandatory, hand hygiene sanitizer dispenser and thermal screening provisions. People's Action Committee PAC today observed the 3rd death anniversary of Pravish Shanam at his residence at Uripok Achom Laikai in Imphal West. Family members, representatives of civil society organizations including Maira Paibi attended the function. They also observed a 2-minute silence as a mark of respect to the departed soul. The participants demanded speedy justice for Pravish. Notably, Chandam Pravish died under mysterious circumstances at Noida in UP on September 8, 2017. The case was handed over to CBI for further probe.
Laibaki Pithibigi Unamakta smuggling Toriba Organgi Sumba Tamtiraba Lalonba Mina Migi Sadung Paktana Juliba Muisingsi Matakta Achumba Picha Torokani Haibado Atu Matamda Asigi Langlang Lanjin Putorakani Haibagi Miamda Apil Tobagalunana Miam Nasu Harina Mating Pangvidana Asumasi Putopiu Hana I Mediagi Mangda I Tamjeri.
Well, it's now time for a short commercial break. Stay tuned.
Khanghan Jaba Malim Sinba Thungna Sandorakliba COVID-19 Laichatna Maramoiraga Ana Layeng Sangda Khudongja Daba Mayamama Mayoknari Basi Karadang Oirabasu Koknabaki Damak Lamjingba Hospital and Medical Research Institute Private Limited na OPD Numit Khudingi Hangzaduna Appointment Lauraba Patient Gioina Medicine Obstetrics and Gynecology General Surgery Madi Psychiatry Yangbagi Khudongjaba Laizare Appointment Laudaba Singi Oinadi Khudongjaba Si Laizararoi Appointment Launabagi Damak 8258-967890 da contact Tobiro. Khangan Jariba Dr. R.K. Kumarjit, Medical Superintendent, Lamjingba Hospital and Medical Research Institute Private Limited, Reams Southgate near Kombire Kaithil.
Admission open for Naurem Birahari College, permanently affiliated to Manipur University and included under UGC Act 1956. Free admission for tourism and hospitality management and various other diploma to degree courses and training programs. And also special classes on Indian stock market for those who want to invest or day trade. Classes for beginners to intermediate and intermediate to advanced level. For details, please contact or WhatsApp 700-509-7748 or visit our website www.nbcollege.ac.in.
Khanghan Jaba Lamjingba Finance ki members sing the Khanganjari Madude COVID-19 Maram Moiraga Malem Pumbagi Oiriba pandemic situation asina Matam Queen Lepcharuraba members singi benefits sing Lakliba November Lissingani Kun Thadagi Pitokpa Huzaragani Tawinguma song interest payout Pitokpagini Amna Tha Kudingi Tangul Humdoida Adom gi account ki Kuthangda Pizagani Haina Khanganjari Wafa Mamana November Tha Madi December Tha Lissingani Kun Giwainade 1% ta pizagani adumapu January lisingani kunma thoidagidi interest revise to thokcharaga hanagumna agreement ta leikiba percentage ta pinana bohona jagi haina khanganjari members sengda wafam amasu khanganjari madude malem pumbagi wanaraba matamama oibana maramoiraga civil society organization sarkar amadi atai organization singi wafam singsu nathaiba yadabana maramoiraga Matam Kuina Lamjingba Finance su Thabak Suba Nomba Yadabadagi Mayamgi Service Leptunu Leirure Maram Aduna March Kunmathoi Lisingani Kundagi September Kuntra Lisingani Kungi Oinadi Members Singi Benefit Pizararoi Wafa Mamana March Kun Lisingani Kun Fawgi Manungda Leiba Benefit Lauthokhodoba Members Singna October Kunmanga Lisingani Kunda Pithok Jagani Haina Members Singi Mafam the Khanganjari Mathakta Panjari Ba Wafam Singasida Members Singna Apam Pam the Sweden Layam Gani Haina Khanjay Adubo Oirakliba Malem Gi Waraba Matamama Oibana Awaba the Saruk Yaminasi Haina Lamjingba Finance Ki Maikai Digi Khanganjari Amadi Mayambasu Ikai Kunabu Cheri Khanganjari Ba Manager Lamjingba Finance.
Welcome back. India's COVID-19 case tally reached 43,70,128 today with a spike of 89,706 new cases and 1,115 deaths in the last 24 hours. The country continues to remain at the second spot in the global tally of COVID-19 cases. As per the Union Health Ministry, India had 42,80,422 COVID-19 cases yesterday. However, since then, states have released their own data for Tuesday, taking the country's overall figure beyond the 43 lakh mark. On Tuesday, with 20,131 COVID-19 cases, Maharashtra recorded the highest number of cases in India. Besides Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh recorded 6,743 cases, Tamil Nadu 5,684 cases and Delhi 3,609 cases. On Monday last, India reported 90,802 cases, and on Sunday the figure was 90,632. In the past 24 hours, 94 persons, 42 males, 52 females from general population and 2 personnel from Central Armed Police Force were confirmed as COVID-19 positive cases from the VRDL, Jenims, RIMS RAT, Raj Medicity, Jiribam, Ukhrul, Churachandpur, Bishnupur, Mother's Care, Chandel, Tamenglong, Jeevan Hospital, Babina Diagnostics, Imphal East and Thoubal. For a second consecutive day, Imphal East registered the highest number of cases at 27. A 48-year-old man from Thoubal died of the disease at RIMS yesterday, taking the death toll to 39 in the state. Now the case tally has reached 7,202. The number of active cases in the state stands at 1,679, while 5,484 have been recovered and discharged. The recovery rate in the state has risen to 76.14% according to the state COVID-19 Command Control Room. Deputy Commissioner of Bishnupur District Nita Arambam today declared Moirang Fairambam Lekai Ward number 5 and 6 and Kwakta Khuman Ward number 4 district under Bishnupur District as containment zones, banning entry and exit of people, initiating active surveillance of COVID-19 cases. The DC issued order following one IRB personnel. A resident of Kwakta Khuman Ward number 4 has tested COVID-19 positive. DC Nita Arambam warned that violation of the containment measures is punishable under Section 188 of Indian Penal Code 1860. Hongpung Joint Action Committee JAC for PMGKAY scheme beneficiaries held a protest march at Dungrai Junction and later staged a sit-in protest at St. John's School, Dungrai, Hongpung today. On the sidelines of the protest, JAC convener said that the demand for 5 kg rice for every beneficiary should be fulfilled. Besides, the pending rice should also be distributed to the beneficiaries without delay. Charging of Rs 20 per household for transportation of PMGKAY rice at Vasimtang, Hongpung should also be clarified by the concerned authority, and at the same time, the reasons should be revealed over failure of dal distribution free of cost to the beneficiaries since April this year without delay. The JSC said it will take up its own course of action if the demands are not met on time.
GKY rice distribution at Hongpung. Right to food for every Indian citizen.
BJP Kumbi held a meeting to discuss the upcoming by-election to Kumbi constituency at Kumbi Bazar today. Chairperson of Kumbi Municipal Council Wahengbam Priyoranjan, Vice Chairperson L. Babita, Ward number 6 Councillor W. Nandakishore and other leaders were present at the meeting. Kalinagar Youth Club KYC today provided 5 bags of rice to New Incarnation Rehabilitation Center NIRC located at Jiribam's Kalinagar Part 2, a containment zone. Our Jiribam correspondent reports that the rice were handed over to NIRC project coordinator Saikhom Jiten Singh in the presence of KYC advisor Hamom Dhoni Maitei, President Y. Sanjeev Singh, General Secretary L. Anil Singh and Mutum Hemantamangang of Legal Ad Clinic. Councillor of Thoubal Municipal Council Ward number 2 W. Ibo Chauba today provided edibles, hand gloves, face masks and hand sanitizers to 2 households under quarantine. Ibo Chauba also distributed lemon saplings provided by Horticulture Department to 300 households in the ward. BJP Manipur Pradesh State Council member Khongbantabam Ibomcha today provided rations, sanitization items and monetary assistance to 21 families of Saizang village under Lamlai constituency. Saizang village is currently a containment zone. At the event, Ibomcha urged the people of the area to maintain government SOPs to help curb the spread of COVID-19. Midday meal rice was distributed to students of Laimapokpam Government Public High School, Nambol at the school campus today. According to our Bishnupur correspondent, 4 kg rice each was distributed to 570 students. Headmaster of Laimapokpam Government Public High School, the teaching and non-teaching staff and management committee distributed the rice to the students.
Satra Sati Shingi Mapunda, Karakasi Katang Kana, Amlasu, Haidana, Sing Singasi, School City, Headmaster in charge of Viduva, Mingwana Punjabi City, Second Rajil, Singomi and Makada, staff Singamadi committee members in the Punna, Satra Sati Shingi Mapunda, and Tokjavani.
A veteran team of T.H. Birchandra Singh Football Academy TBSFA Tobungkok today extended a monetary aid of Rs 10,000 to AFCB coach Wangkairakpam Shyamjai Singh, now suffering from kidney disease. The TBSFA veteran team visited Shyamjai's residence and handed over the money to him. Well, it's now time for another short commercial break. Stay tuned.
COVID positive ojarabasu masada symptoms amata utte magi tunganba room amadi tunganba bathroom letin leiduna home isolation tawba yabage ayaba health department na piraga leijabane masida akhoi gi thautadi
wa yam khangmai wani na nangbu doctor ro ha
ai doctor oibo oidabai wana tiye aina haise asing maktene thajadraga health center da sala hangusine
anugine lalamaba secretary saini la doctor ni ne don't let me go
ida bo yogi khomai 타복수 등도 그래네. 그나로 람비시대 사말 가절람잖아.
아도 고빈 나바 토이는 마임다 좀 레이지. 아코이 로이 시다레네 doctor. 지고 그만 다운.
아두기 오이래. COVID-19 positive 오이바 미로 라비싱. 제히 따라기 마카드 레이바 안강싱. 세히 용후 헬라바 할싱. 심텀 우tta바 patient खुदिंगmak yumda leijaba yabagi ayabadu government piri.
Singro doctor.
Asingbagini. Atopa state kyada home isolation tawbadagi anaba phagatpagi chang yam hengarkhabani. Delhi da tayengo. Mi chama home isolation tawbada saruk maugradi fagatpa ngamlibani. Maram asina home isolation se thingbagi mahutta ekhoi punung na sagot kadabani. Home isolation tawbada kiningai karisu leiti. Adudi wakhaloi taminare ko. Ai muchalukhige.
COVID lanting na nabagi damakta home isolation gi pambai sizinabada miyamna saugat piduna mateng pangbiyu.
Isagi nungaitaba awaba pumnamak na chama fahanba ngamba Baba Afzal Saha. Ana layong khangdaba hidak na faba ngamdaba kanagomba na pizza pithak tawduna semjinkiba. Lonaba yeknabadagi ngakthoknaba mane mamau yanadaba nungshiba hanjanhanba yumban punsida ayet apan leitanaba angang yaudaba yaunaba amadi modeling film da mai paknaba pumnabak amuktang tanabiyu nungaitaba awaba pumnamak koknaba ngasima call tobiro Baba Afzal Saha. Contact number 703-796-1167. Lamjingba Finance ki maikaidagi khanganjari madudi lakliba November thagi members singi interest payout adom ki account ki kuthangda hapcharagani asina maram oiraga members singna adom ki account hangbada fangbikiba Lamjingba Finance ki passbook amadi nationalized oiba saving account passbook details ka loina namakha da pizariba email address amadi WhatsApp asida file attached tobiraga thabiraknaba mayam ki mafamda khanganjari. Email ID info@lamjingbafinance.com. WhatsApp 69099599834. Kanghanjari ba Investment Manager Lamjingba Finance.
Welcome back. A roadside bomb in Kabul targeted Afghan First Vice President Amrullah Saleh this morning, his spokesman said, but he escaped the attack unharmed. According to a media report, initially the Interior Minister's spokesman Tariq Aryan said at least 2 civilians died, but the death toll later rose to 10. The ministry said at least 15 people were wounded. The Taliban, which has pledged not to launch attacks in urban areas under a deal with the United States, denied responsibility. The former intelligence chief and the senior of President Ashraf Ghani's 2 vice presidents has survived several assassination attempts, including one on his office last year that killed 20 people, the report added. A fresh buildup of Chinese troops has started on the ridge line of Finger area on the northern bank of the Pangong Lake in Ladakh soon after the skirmish on the southern bank on Monday night. According to media reports, there has been an enhancement in deployment and increased activity of the Chinese People's Liberation Army that are clearly visible since Tuesday evening. There has been no violence or face-off, but troops from two sides are in a short range from each other. Even though the Chinese continue to sit atop Finger Four Ridge line, the Indian Army has taken over other heights to put pressure on PLA that is holding on the heights in Ladakh since the past 4 months when the standoff started in early May. One of the most critical heights of the Indian Army is manning is the Richin-La, which is Chinese are protesting against. The Chinese have been making multiple attempts to dislodge Indian troops from this heights and carried out a similar action on September 7 last when they resorted to firing gunshots in the air after facing resistance from the Indian Army. 4 days after the Tripura government sought support from the centre in managing the COVID-19 situation, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has deputed a team of expert doctors to assist in COVID-19 management. The 2 doctors will assist the State Health Department in reviewing and taking measures for COVID-19 management. The team will submit daily reports of activities undertaken to respective district collectors, magistrates and Joint Secretary, Public Health, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, a report said. Israel and the United Arab Emirates will sign their historic deal normalizing relation with a White House ceremony on September next 15, officials said. According to a media report, senior delegations from the 2 countries will be led by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Emirati Foreign Minister Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the brother of Abu Dhabi's powerful Crown Prince. U.S. officers who were not authorized to discuss the matter publicly and spoke on condition of anonymity said the ceremony would either be on the South Lawn, the Rose Garden or inside depending on weather. The UAE's state-run WAM news agency acknowledged Sheikh Abdullah would lead the Emirati delegation to the signing. AstraZeneca plc has put a hold on the late-stage trial of the highly anticipated COVID-19 vaccine candidate after a suspected serious adverse reaction in a study participant health news website Stat News reported yesterday. It quoted an AstraZeneca spokesperson as saying in a statement that the standard review process triggered a pause to vaccination to allow review of safety data. The study is testing a COVID-19 vaccine being developed by AstraZeneca and University of Oxford researchers at sites including India, the United States and the United Kingdom, where the adverse event was reported as per a media report. 9 leading US and European vaccine developers pledge on the uphold scientific safety and efficiency standard for their experimental vaccines despite the urgency to contain the coronavirus pandemic. The nature of the safety issue and when it happened were not immediately known, although the participant is expected to recover, according to Stats News. The companies said they would uphold the integrity of the scientific process as they work towards potential global regulatory filings and approvals of the first COVID-19 vaccines. The Indian Air Force will formally induce the Rafale aircraft at the Air Force Station in Ambala tomorrow, a media report said today. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh and Florence Parly, Minister of the Armed Forces of France, will be the chief guests at the event. The aircraft will be part of 17th Squadron, the Golden Arrows. The first 5 aircrafts reached the Indian Air Force Station in Ambala on July 27 last from France. Chief of Defense Staff General Bipin Rawat, Chief of the Air Staff Air Chief Marshal RKS Badaria and Defense Secretary Ajay Kumar will also attend the ceremony. The French delegation will be represented by Emmanuel Lenain, Ambassador of France to India, Air General Eric Autelet, Vice Chief of the Air Staff of the French Air Force and other senior officials. 7 Indian Americans have been featured on the Forbes list of richest people in the United States. They are Scalar CEO Jay Chaudhry, Symphony Technology founder and chairman Ramesh Wadhwani, Wayfair CEO Neeraj Singh, Khosla Ventures founder Vinod Khosla, Serpalo Ventures managing partner Kavitak Ram Sriram, airline veteran Rakesh Gangwal and Workday CEO and co-founder Anil Vustri. The 2020 list topped by Amazon chief Jeff Bezos for a third year in a row includes 400 richest people in America. It may be noted that the richest people in the US saw their wealth swell despite the economic distress caused by the pandemic. Bezos is followed by Bill Gates with a net worth of $111 billion according to media reports. Northrop Grumman has named its next space station resupply ship SS Kalpana Chawla after Dr. Kalpana Chawla, an astronaut of Indian descent. According to media reports, Northrop Grumman named the NG-14 Cygnus spacecraft after former astronaut Kalpana Chawla. It is the company's tradition to name its Cygnus after an individual who has played a pivotal role in human space flight. Chawla was selected in honor of her prominent place in history as the first woman of Indian descent to go to space. The aerospace and defense technology company tweeted that her contributions to human space flight have had a lasting impact. The Cygnus spacecraft will deliver approximately 3,629 kg of cargo to the space station. It will be launched into orbit from Virginia Space Mid-Atlantic Regional Spaceport, Wallops Island, Virginia on September 29. Manchester City midfielder Kevin De Bruyne was voted English Footballers Player of the Year, defying Liverpool, a third straight winner of the prestigious award. According to the media report, De Bruyne became the first City player to capture the Professional Footballers Association award after scoring 13 goals and making a record-tying 20 assists last season. Liverpool player Virgil van Dijk in 2019 and Mohamed Salah in 2018 won the award, but the team was denied a hat-trick of winners despite becoming champions last season for the first time in 30 years. Liverpool finished 18 points clear of City, the runners-up. And before we wind up the top news headlines once again. Chief Minister Biren kicks off election campaign of Poonam Brojan of Wangjing Tentha constituency. Protest over Mayang Imphal gang rape and murder continues. Many demand capital punishment. And Health Ministry issues SOP guidelines for partial reopening of schools for class 9 to 12 from September 21st. Well, that's all for now. Keep watching Times of Manipur.
Thank you.